Okay, it's exactly on the nose, 9 p.m., 12/24/2021 on the East Coast in New Jersey near New York City. So, very briefly, yesterday on a live stream of the volcano in La Palma, I spotted another angel that flew up and above the volcano, and it stopped at the top and then went straight up and then started to move to the left. And I noticed when it started to move to the left and started flying, it wasn't flying that fast, that there looked like a light, a bright light, right by it or right on it. So I went to play it back and I put it on the lowest resolution, 0.25, so I could see it go slowly. What it looked like to me was a bright light on one of its wings, and as it was flapping, it looked just like the wings were flapping with the light on the wing. If you know what I mean, I'm sure you do. Just imagine that there's a light on one of the wings, and it's flapping its wings going up and down, and it makes the motion that the light is moving as it's flying. So that's a very unique experience that I saw. And I think it was definitely a warning sign, a flashing light, like a lantern or a beacon right above the volcano for that purpose. And it went right to the center, to the top, stopped, went straight up, and then got very slow, almost still. And at that point, the light appeared and it started moving to its left, and then out to the left of the screen. So whether that means, there will be an eruption or some event that it's heralding that's ready to take place, whatever it might or might not mean, I'm just relaying what I saw. Though when I took the picture and looked at it, it looked like the angel was standing on the light as I took the shot, with its wings spread open, almost like a still shot. Now, it appeared very dark in the image. I'm not going to go into all the ideas about, if it's dark or light, does that represent it's of God or not, or if it's from the evil one. But in my opinion, just because it appears dark doesn't necessarily mean it's evil. And I believe this was an angel sent by God once more to warn of this volcano, this island, of perhaps something ready to take place once more. So again, it almost looked like it was flapping its wings, as if saying, take notice, look here, warning, look, watch out, giving a indication or a signal of something about to take place. So that's my idea about it. Then also yesterday, once more, I saw a lot of angels flying around, quickly, all around the volcano, up and down. Again, almost like right in the camera, like perfectly in the image, almost like to be seen. Again, I think giving some kind of warning. Now, I started resuming seeing angels, a lot of them again the past several days here, and I had mentioned that for a while there I saw very little. And if you've not listened to my videos very much, I was saying all along that daily, every day I was seeing, probably multiple times at least every single day for months. But again, that tapered off, and I wondered why. And also the action of the volcano seemed to almost stop these past several weeks here. So it's very puzzling, but now they resumed in full force. And I've seen many, many more yesterday and today. I have notes, pages full of the information of, what live stream I was watching, the time stamp, the day, and describing what was happening, what I saw of angels I saw some very peculiar things. Again, I don't know what to make of certain things, to say whether they're of God or not, but very strange, almost like bizarre creatures, and a lot of activity, and then very small objects, almost like flies. They weren't flies, they were obviously objects flying. Um, I don't think they were birds. So the whole, screen seemed to be constantly something going by unnaturally. And no, these aren't birds. Absolutely not. So a lot of activity happening here. All right. Now to end this, I was thinking of doing another video to do a recap of what's been happening and what I think may be happening with this volcano if something is ready to go off again, at any moment. And it's possible that that's what all of this is pointing to. So if I don't do that, let me just say at the end here that I noticed, especially today, tremendous amount of smoke, vapor, gas vapor being emitted like everywhere, not just from the volcano, but from behind it, below it, in the distance, in several areas. I think I see plumes coming from the ground, and just a very smoggy, foggy, that's a term, VOG, V-O-G, that has been termed volcanic smog. So foggy, very smoggy, vapory, white mist, steam everywhere, like all around. So, and I know it's coming from the ground and from the volcano itself, from the cone, from the vents also, because I was wondering about this, what's clouds or not, because I've been seeing the sky with these billowy dark clouds and gray and wondering what is smoke and what is not. And when I play it back, press the arrow key for every 5 seconds and see it almost in fast motion, repetitive motion, fast, and especially in reverse, I see it going all back into the volcano and back into the ground, and I play it forward and I see it, coming up. So I know for sure that there's a great deal of gas, vapor, mist, stuff, extrusion, coming out of the ground, So I think this is major. I don't know if it points again to something ready to happen, but I haven't seen that all along for weeks. I started seeing it yesterday, which I reported on with the other angel story I had sighting. But again, yesterday was a repeat of that last video where I saw a swarm of angels again. To me, they're warning. They're definitely warning. I can't be for sure something is going to happen or not. I'm just telling you what I saw. That's all I could say. There have been earthquakes that haven't been reported because I've seen it on other live, recallings. I've been watching this channel called Volcano YT, I guess, Volcano YouTube, Volcano YT, and they show the continuous stream, of the tremors and quakes coming on the screen, and then if there's a quake, there'll be a voice, an animated voice saying, 3.0 has just been detected at La Palma at a depth of whatever, 10 kilometers, 2 kilometers from volcano La Palma. So that's what I've been watching for reports, and that's live. That's right there. And I saw it myself. There was a 3 point something today, and volcano discovery. Nowhere else. They're not reporting these. So even though there's been no eruptions for weeks, even though there's scant quakes and not very large, another major important sign or indication that I think could be pointing to an eruption or something happening is what's been happening to what is called the amplitude signature, or indicators of tiny tremors, or they're called microquakes or micro tremors, which has been constantly showing action, for the past 2 days, and has gone really way up, up, all the way to the top. I'm not someone to decipher that, but that can't be too good. That seems to indicate constant movement going on, up, higher and higher, more underneath the ground, and magma movement. So again, that's what it could be. That's what it might mean. Though the otherwise absence of larger or even large quakes doesn't seem to support, thrust of magma from deep down. But I don't know. This volcano has surprised in every way, and whatever other factors are weighing in or have an effect on what's going on besides the technical, science behind things, as I've sort of described here as best I could. And plus, what the angels themselves, which I consider to be warning, and seeing so many of them these past days once more. And again, that very unusual Twilight Zone kind of sighting that I saw. I might put the photo, the screenshot of that in the thumbnail, but you're not going to see much. It's just a small bright light, but you might be able to make out what looks like a figure with wings standing there with a light. It's dark, very dark figure with a light shining on the bottom. But when I saw it go, flying again, once again, it was sort of amazed me, like, yeah, that's just what I saw. It looked like it had a light, like a lantern on its wings, and it was flapping. I could see it going up and down with the light on it, like, look, warning, kind of thing. And to end this, that kind of reminded me of when I was a kid, and you're driving in the car with your family at night, and there was a railroad tracks right down the road, and there was a man who sat inside this little house, tiny house, with a chair. And if he saw a car coming with their lights, he would get up and come out there with a red lantern and hold it like this and say, no, until he stopped. There was a train coming. Or he'd come out there and wave you on, and so you were safe. So that's what it kind of reminded me of, although the train one was red. But the idea is warning. And so I wasn't going to conclude any of this, and I'll say one other thing, because I was thinking of doing another video, but I might as well get it all out and say it while I'm here and condense it. And it's this. As I was watching the live stream, going through it for the day, it reached a certain point, and it was very, very smoky and smoggy. You could hardly see what was happening. I thought I may have heard rumbling. Again, I'm not sure if that, indicate that there was some type of eruption starting or rumbling in the volcano. But what happened was, right at that point, they switched it off. They switched everything off. All the sound and just some images, squares appeared. Like when you finish a video and you see all the recommendations in squares, like 6 or 9, whatever. If you have your screen in full, then it's like 9 or whatever. But that's all there was, and it was total silence. And I went to other live streams. It's the same thing. They shut it off. So I don't know if something was happening. I don't want to speculate or make it seem sensational, like leave things there like I'm saying something was going on. I can't confirm it, but what I just explained to you is what I experienced and saw and what happened. And also, before that and yesterday and today, you'd hear noises going on, shovel scraping, I don't know what they're doing, and cars and talking, and just continuous. It's like, I don't know if that's on purpose or whatever, but it's certainly a distraction, and it's certainly interesting that it usually happens at times when something seems to be happening, or you want to hear particularly at that time what's going on, which I wanted to then. And so I thought I heard, rumbling, okay? Like, sound. indicating maybe something was happening with the volcano possibly starting to erupt, but I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. But it's so ironic that that's exactly what happened. They they cut the feed, they cut the visual, and they cut the sound totally, gone. And I went to other live streams, same thing. They all cut it off right at that point. All right, and then the night streams of the live streams, you'll see nothing. Basically, blackness or darkness, or the channels, the main ones, live streams that have been reporting it in the day, they're not really even showing La Palma. They're showing the world volcanoes. And interesting that there seems to be very, very little going on with the other volcanoes either at this moment. So I don't know what that means or what's happening. And finally, since I won't do a third video, I'll mention this also. There's expectations of a large earthquake to happen in CA. I'll leave it, you know what state I'm talking about, within right from now to, let's say till Tuesday or Wednesday. That could be large or even very, very large magnitude, from northern CA all the way down to, let's say, San Fran, and also northern LA. So I personally think that this is imminent. I think this is going to happen, unfortunately, and could happen at any time. And I think this is pretty much going to be a given. I don't think there's any doubt that this is going to take place within these next days here. There's a lot of energy and power pent up and built up along the San Andreas. And I'll also mention all this involves all the way from Alaska, Oregon, Washington, down into California, down into Gulf of California, Mexico, Central America, and down even farther into South America. So there's things that seem like already are going to get serious even more. Not only there, but let's say in Indonesia, which is having major action right now, Japan, and also Iceland with the volcano occurrence up there with a tremendous amount of quakes going on, but also really, really all over. So I just want to be very objective, like a reporter, because I'm just reporting things. I'm saying what I saw, with these angel sightings and what I'm seeing as far as the statistics and charts and graphs and the smoke and smog and the rumblings and microquakes, chart going off the chart here. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not making any, saying something's going to happen. I'm just saying what I saw. But it does seem like maybe something is ready to go down very, very much here, whether it does or not. So, it seems like there need to be quakes, another swarm of quakes at La Palma to indicate the movement of magma. But again, there's been a constant swarm of microquakes, as I'm saying, constant, it's gone up and up and up, way up to the top of the chart these past 2 days. So I don't know myself. I'm just saying what's happening with the small quakes or microquakes or tremors, actually, is more right of the term. But this volcano has surprised all along the way here, and at times like this, great lulls during the past months here, there's been sudden explosions and eruptions and activity, violent, way up suddenly, as if for no reason, that sort of defied everything, went against, what seems to be the indicators that would precede such a thing that were absent at that time. So it's the same thing here now. It seems like, how could an eruption happen right now? There's nothing going on. There's nothing underneath. There's no quakes. It's quiet. Yes, it's smoldering badly, and to me that's a sign that hasn't been present, and not like this today. And again, with the angels going wacky or I should say, frantic, great activity, and angels seeming to be warning. So again, I don't know if I heard rumbling. It's very possible I did, and suspiciously, right at that point, everything went blank. The screen and the sound. So it's rather mysterious and suspenseful and just keeps you hanging. And that's the way I felt with all of this. It all leaves you hanging. Because we saw like 2 months ago when there was like nothing happening once more. If you recall, all of a sudden, within a 2-day period, there were over 700 earthquakes suddenly and large, and just a breakout out of nowhere that tipped the charts and broke all the records within 2 days. And then there were a few other times along the way here in the past month and a half or so where just a sudden blow-up eruption out of nowhere occurred. And we could say, well, maybe something's causing that. That's not natural. Well, maybe that's so. But anyway, the point is, this has been a very surprising, unusual, erratic, and fickle volcanic experience or situation or occurrence all along. So there's no telling, what still might take place. And lastly, there's also the continuation of large, round, planetary objects in the sky that seem to be, well, let's just put it this way. There's been magnetic or lightning indications or interaction with the Earth and volcanoes and La Palma also. And also the swarm, like 2 or 3 weeks ago off of Oregon out of nowhere, that seemed very suspicious also. And also within a day or two, it seemed to just strangely die out, basically, though there were, I shouldn't say it completely, but what I'm saying is it came out of nowhere and it sort of stopped, and there was sort of in a certain pattern or area. And I guess a fourth video I could do, which I'm going to condense this in here also, might as well get it over with if I don't, is I've taken many shots of the weather radar around the world, and there's totally unnatural things going on with those, with what's shown, the radar. The shapes and the patterns that you see are totally unnatural. And also, specifically, and also I should mention, right over La Palma, these type clouds straight across from north to south, rows in perfect lines and rows, going all across La Palma and in the ocean, right across there. So that's totally unnatural. Some kind of whatever is causing that. All right, I'm not going to say right here, but and also what's been going on with the weather, totally unnatural. A lot of serious things around the world. So those capabilities, unfortunately, are there on a massive global scale to influence the weather and volcanoes and whatever else it can do. Earthquakes, of course. I will keeping an eye on what's happening over in the Canaries with the volcano, and also once again reiterate that it's very, very likely that from right now till the next 3 or 4 days, let's say into Tuesday or Wednesday, that there should be a perhaps very large quake happening on the west coast, as I said, over northern CA and farther south perhaps, and even farther south than that. And the potential exists for something even more severe than what I just said. So that's about it for now, as the Rapture watch and wait continues, and to see how this comes about and what might take place here, maybe at any time. So I don't know if I'm going to come back and touch on these things or show any shots and pictures and screenshots that I could. I have a massive amount that I've taken all along here. So this sort of was a summary of everything. If I don't come back and do that, and whatever happens, whatever I feel I should come back here and report on, if something starts happening, with Cumbre Vieja over in La Palma there, which it could be starting again. Something could be up. It really could. Okay, that's it for now. I hope this was something that was helpful, and I'll see what I may find out tomorrow, other sightings, and see what may be going on. All right. God bless. Take care.